This is the first devlog about this game. It's being called Balanus, and I will show you today some of the details of the work of the first month about the game. So the game eventually will be split into 3 levels of strategy game. The first one, which is not yet done in any way, will be the world view, which you will be planning the very high level actions, and then you will be planning invasion on the smaller areas. What you're seeing here is one of the smaller areas that you will be performing the invasion onto. So general approach for the game is to have something around 3 nations that are trying to invade this big continent, and it's not completely unpopulated, so you will see a neutral civilization being there already. So you will be in position of one of the 3 nations that are trying to get the dominance from already existing there somewhere. So this the aim is to have the game procedurally generated almost to the to have it almost for every aspect of the game. The distinction from it will be the units itself. So they will be designed by me, so I can sustain some sort of balance between the nations. So let's generate a new map. So the maps itself, they have several aspects that will not be visible every time you will be generating the new land, because this world map that is not yet there, it depends on the place you will be planning the action ahead. This map will correspond to the world map. So if we would be fighting in polar zone, this will have a lot of snow and things like this. Currently, as this is due to heavy testing, I'm trying to add everything in the small map, so you can see both desert areas on this side, for instance, but also some Arctic in here, so you'll see tundra and snow, and also big mountains in the middle with some glacier. These gray tiles are the roads that are also generated between the cities. At the moment there are like around 16 different types of buildings. They don't do much yet, but eventually they will be having their own units, their own purposes, resources and stuff like this. So you can see that the cities are being connected with the roads. We already have a system of pathfinding here, and depending on the ground you are walking on, the speed will be adjusted to it. So roads make it faster to commute on, but for instance on the desert it will be very slow. And you can see that also the units when they are this is the caravan, so caravan is choosing 2 cities, and they move between them. So I don't know which one is trying to arrive at the moment, because there are a couple of them on this side of the map. So this was this one. So after some time unloading the goods, it will try to find another city and move to that one. You can see that we can have a concurrency here, and so far it's working pretty fine. This one stopped immediately in this city. So there is a whole procedural naming generator as well, which will be expanded to give it more flavor. You can also create a kind of dummy that we can control. There are bridges as well. Currently, if you move through the water, the units are as they are, but they will need to board onto ships to do it afterwards, or at some point of the development. So this guy, it went around the mountains, even though there is a bridge in the between. He decided it's faster to go around the mountains than do it through mountains. Of course, all of this is based on the weights of these tile types, but might be adjusted in the future. Yeah, so let's try to generate something else, maybe using different noise parameters. Often, it's possible that there are mistakes during the generation, but I'm trying to fix it on the way. It's good to have it done many times to kind of see how different they can look like, but also that there are potential some bugs in it. This is really interesting, as you can see. Two big mountains, then a sea, and a river going into the sea. Some lakes in here, big forest, some tundra, and there is some glacier as well, and a bridge in between here as well. So we can update and see what we have here. So we have 3 cities. Each of them have their name and warden. This of course is heavy work in progress, so all of it might be changed. Then there are some castles and villages. Yeah, we can try with other noises as well. And one big mountain at the end. Yeah, it's pretty plain. So when the invasion will start, you might end up embarking your units somewhere at the map, and then from that point on you will try to get the control over the cities, the towns that are here, but at the same time those neutral factions will try to defend, but also you will have other kingdoms that will be doing the same as you, so you need to compete with them as well. Yeah. There is some randomization to these parameters that are controlling the generation as well. I tried to make them to the point that it looks okay, but of course you cannot test all the border cases and be sure that all of it is working fine. So you can see this is not necessarily a great map. It's a lot of hills. It could be smoothened out at the end, probably. That's well, might be interesting, whatever. Let's try another run. Yeah, a very mountainy desert in the bottom, big sea. We have 3 cities in here. Let's now we can see if we spawn the caravans again. They will take some time to traverse through the desert. Here you can see some oases even. So of course there is more work to be done in here, but I think it's a good start, and this will allow me to implement further features like better controlling of the units and actual fights So when one of our units will meet other unit, they should start fighting. So the third type of map, the smallest one, is where each battle will happen. So what you have seen on this regional map, when two armies will meet each other, they will be moved to 2D map like this one, and then their forces will be deployed, and you as a player will try to control some of them and make the fight be better on your side. Currently this doesn't look that well because there is no corresponding tiles to kind of look like the regional map level, but if you would be fighting, for instance, on desert, this will be a sandy kind of type of tiles map. But for now, this is purely testing, and as I said, this is just one fin. So I only have one faction, which is actually a rogue faction of bandits. So they will be deployed on both sides, and they will try to fight each other. So this button just add 2 armies, and you can see that we have 3 types of them. We have crossbowmen that are pretty fast, we have the bandits with the shields, and we have the brutes which have this huge axe. So the projectile are based on collisions, so they actually need to hit a target to damage it. However, the melee fights is mostly based on the collision to detect that you're near, but after that there is no like detection whether the axe will hit or something like that. You can also add some cavalry at the end. There are a couple of issues with this, like as you can see that they are stopping each tile. That will be fixed eventually. You can add a couple more to see whether they're still performing well, and immediately you can see that the game is a bit slower, so there is some work on optimization needed in the future as well. So these guys with shields, they can parry or use the shield to block an attack. They have some chances to do it. They cannot do it all the time, but of course all of this is based on the balance that I will try to induce on each unit. So there will be some work to make the factions balanced and not necessarily make one of them the strongest one. But my goal was to have it as with paper stone scissor game, where you might be better at one aspects, but you might be worse at other aspects. So the point of other army is to find your weaknesses and use them against you. And let's add some cavalry as well, and maybe a couple of brutes. Yeah, so brutes, you can see they're really, really slow, maybe even too slow at the moment, but they are very powerful with their attack. So when they eventually reach the other units, they can cause a lot of harm. Yeah. So I don't want to spoil everything, so I will not tell you what will be the goal of these battles, because it's not only to just kill everyone from other army. There will be other concepts how you can win the battles, but we'll see about it later on. And let's add some crossbowmen to the right side, as they are losing clearly. Oh, these guys are just went through. Yeah, so things like this should also be resolved at some point, that the detection of units around you they should be more aware about them. Like, they're still attacking these guys over here, but have the crossbows next to them. Maybe it's a good approach, because this crossbowmen are really passive, and so crossbowmen, as you can see, also can fight in melee, but obviously they are much weaker there, than in attacking with a ranged weapon. But each range unit will have a finite amount of ammo, so they cannot just do it forever. Okay, so I would say this is pretty much all of the work that has been done over first month about Balanus. Hope to see you next time when I will have more to show, and have a nice day. See you.